Hello, and welcome to a quick tutorial on how to create filters and segments using Kimberlite's Krystal software application. If you still need to learn how to download and install the application, I've linked that above. I've also put a link above for how to create playbooks using our new software application, but you'll need a May 2018 or later version. First, let's open up a data file. In this particular example, we're going to use the May 2018 integrated database, as this has a lot of information and is a good example to make filters. We'll also show you how to make segments in this database, but for the most part, segments are made entirely from making a filter. So first, when you open it up, you are going to see that we do create some filters already for you. So in this particular version, we have additions, which is the different years of data that's been collected. We also have created company type. So company type will show you the size of the company that was interviewed, from majors all the way down to small companies, as well as consultants. We also have geographic regions. Geographic regions are the one that's the big variable. So we have all different types of geographic regions that are important. And we also miss a few. So that's where we're going to create our filters. Here you'll see some of the segment groups that are pre-created. Obviously, we have geographic regions and company type included in this one. We also have some other segment groups that are applicable to the integrated database, such as product service line. So this is all the product lines that are included here. But in this example, what we're going to want to do is add some of the geographic regions that we're missing. So we're going to try to make a Middle Eastern land, as well as a Middle Eastern land, offshore, and deep water filter. We're also going to create two little filters below that just to show you how to create a brand new filter box. So in order to do this, you're going to need to go down and hit Create Filters and Segments. This will open up our Filters and Segments tool. And at the top, you're going to see the option for create a brand new filter, as well as a scroll down for some of the pre-existing filters that we already have so that we can edit them. Additions, you cannot edit in the integrated databases, but you can do geographic region and company type. And like I said, you can create a brand new filter if you think it's necessary. We're going to start, though, by editing our geographic regions. So go ahead and click Geographic Regions. And these are the current filters that are set up, but we want to add Middle Eastern land. So over here on the left, we'll see our data sets that are available to create filters. Select Geographic Region, select Land. And these are all the independent land regions that we can create filters for. This will be how we've categorized them, as well as how we believe they are categorized, but we can create different sets. We also show the number of interviews per region and the additions that are represented inside each land region. We can alternatively select current. This will show just this year's data, or we can hit the previous versions, which will do the previous versions, obviously. We're going to do both, include all data in this filter example. We'll go down here and we'll find Middle Eastern land. We're going to drag that over into our existing filter set. Simple as that. Now once it's there, we want to make sure that it's appropriately labeled. So click it once and click it again. This will allow us to edit the title. For this example, we're just going to change it to land. Simple enough. And when we're done, we'll just hit enter. There we go. Now we also want to create a Middle Eastern land, offshore shelf, and deep water. So pull Middle Eastern land over into this filter again. And head on over to our geographic regions again and select offshore shelf. Here we'll find Middle Eastern again, pull that over, and do the same thing for offshore deep water. Now we're going to want to put these into just one filter box. So in order to do that, just grab the other two data sets, so shelf and deep water, and just drag them up into Middle Eastern land. And once we've done that, we need to relabel these as well, because there's a lot more data in here than the land one. So just click it once, click it twice, and relabel it. We'll just call this one all. Hit enter, and you're good to go. Now, Alternatively, you can always select multiple by holding the control button and selecting the individual regions that you'd like to see or other product lines and pull those over. You can also hit Shift and highlight a larger group. When you drag these over, though, you will be presented with something a little unique. It will ask you if you'd like to keep them separate, which is just as it sounds, or if you'd like to group it. So for this example, let's go ahead and group it. And we'll just call this group Test 1. Select OK. Now Test 1 doesn't look good down there on the bottom. So what we're going to do next is we're going to go up to the top here and we're going to hit Reorder. And we're going to take Test 1 and we're just going to drag it up here to the top. And you can do this and reorder your filters however you'd like, aesthetic value or grouping regions that should be together. Let's check our filters, and now that we're confident that we have the ones that we want, let's go ahead and make a segment group. And this is very simple. We just hit Clone to Segment Group. Like I said earlier, segment groups are made entirely from filters, so all you have to do is create a filter and hit Clone to Segment Group. And now we want to look at making a brand new filter. Now you can hit Create New Filter up here at the top, and that will give you the option to rename a filter group and add things to it that you think are appropriate, either from multiple data sets or just from a single data set. But in this example, we want to go ahead and do something a little bit unique. Instead of doing these one at a time or doing a group, we're going to hit Quick Filter down at the bottom of the page. This is another option to create a new filter. When you hit Quick Filter, what it will do is it'll pull all of the data that's in the data set over into your filter. Now here you'll see they've all been pulled over. So these are all the individual reports. And it's also named this filter report, which is helpful. This will also, in here, you can just remove ones that you may not have wanted. So it might be easier to do a quick filter set and remove some like I just did there with everyone. And I always make a rule to clone to filter or clone to segment group when done. Now, one of the things that might be important to note is that when you do a quick filter, you are not changing the filter group that you're in. You are creating a whole new filter group. So this has been named reports, and you'll actually see here that we still have our test is still in there. So this has absolutely no additional data into it. We did not add anything into this filter group. It is still defaulted with the everyone category that's in there. So we didn't really add anything to that. So we can pull things over to that one if we'd like, or we just leave it as it is for this example. And that's it. We're pretty much done. So we're going to click in the dark area around, and we'll see that we have all of the new filter sets have been added, and we've added our 2 regions in there, Middle Eastern LAN. We'll just expand these to make sure everything's reflected the way that we need it to be. And we can also go over here and check in our segments. So segments, we have added the new filter sets. So we do have the reports segment group that has been pulled over, but we've duplicated one segment group. We already had a geographic regions, and now we've created a second one. Now this first one we don't want, so that's pretty simple. Select the one that we don't want and click the X right here in the corner. The software will prompt you to make sure that you do want to delete it. Hit OK, and you're good to go. Now you've created all the filters that you need to create and all the segment groups you need to create. So that concludes it. If you need any help, you can hit this help button down on the bottom. If for whatever reason your version of the software does not have that help button, it is as simple as just shooting us an email. Our email is software@kimberliteresearch.com. And if you prefer to talk to somebody over the phone, please feel free to give us a call at 281-771-3800. Thank you so much.